We humans are constantly making choices, coffee or tea. This seemingly simple decision is just one of the countless choices we make every day. Each choice reflects our personal preferences and desires at that moment. Movie night or a concert. These choices are influenced by what we believe will bring us the most enjoyment or satisfaction. Maybe you're in the mood for a relaxing evening at home, or perhaps the excitement of live music is calling your name. Economics has a way of explaining these choices. It delves into the reasons behind our decisions and how we allocate our limited resources to maximize our happiness. It uses the concept of utility. Utility is a fundamental idea in economics that helps us understand the satisfaction or benefit we derive from different choices. Imagine utility as a measure of satisfaction. It's the pleasure you get from eating your favorite meal or the joy you feel when you take in a beautiful view. It's the happiness, the fulfillment, the benefit you get from something. Whether it's spending quality time with family or achieving a goal at work, utility captures these positive experiences. When you devour a delicious meal, you experience utility. The flavors, the textures, the satisfaction of a good meal all contribute to your sense of well-being. When you listen to your favorite song, you gain utility. Utility is subjective. What brings joy to one person might not have the same effect on another. What brings immense joy to one person might leave another indifferent. This is because utility is deeply personal and varies from individual to individual. Your friend might love spicy food while you prefer mild flavors. These differences highlight how our unique preferences shape our experiences and choices. This difference in your preferences reflects the subjective nature of utility. It's a personal measure that varies widely from person to person. Think of utility as a personal ranking system. We each have our own internal scales for what brings us the most happiness or satisfaction. We constantly make choices to maximize our utility. Every decision, big or small, is influenced by our desire to achieve the highest possible level of satisfaction. We gravitate towards things that bring us joy and satisfaction. Whether it's indulging in a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply relaxing with a good book, these activities enhance our utility. Conversely, we try to avoid things that bring us discomfort or dissatisfaction. Just as we seek out positive experiences, we also steer clear of those that might lower our utility. In essence, utility is a guiding principle that shapes our daily lives, helping us navigate the myriad of choices we face. Let's delve a little deeper into the concept of utility. There are two key types, total utility and marginal utility. Total utility is the overall satisfaction you derive from consuming a certain quantity of a good or service. Let's say you eat 4 slices of pizza. The total utility is the sum of the satisfaction you get from all 4 slices. Marginal utility, on the other hand, focuses on the additional satisfaction from each additional unit consumed. It's the extra happiness you get from eating that 4th slice of pizza compared to just 3. Here's the catch. As you consume more of something, the marginal utility usually diminishes. This is known as the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility is a fundamental concept in economics. It states that the additional satisfaction we derive from consuming something decreases as we consume more of it. Think about it. The first slice of pizza after a long day is pure bliss. The second slice is still enjoyable, but by the 4th or 5th slice, you're probably feeling full, and the satisfaction from each additional slice diminishes. This law applies to countless aspects of our lives. The first hour of playing your favorite video game is exhilarating, but spend 8 hours straight and the excitement might wear off. The law of diminishing marginal utility doesn't mean that additional consumption is always bad. It simply highlights that the more we consume of something, the less satisfaction we derive from each additional unit. Section 4. Great minds, groundbreaking ideas, the pioneers of utility. The concept of utility has intrigued economists for centuries. It is a fundamental idea that seeks to understand how individuals make choices and how these choices can be measured and analyzed. The notion of utility is not just a dry academic concept. It is deeply connected to human behavior and decision-making processes. One of the earliest thinkers to explore this idea was Jeremy Bentham, a British philosopher and economist in the 18th century. Bentham's work was revolutionary for its time, as he sought to quantify human happiness and suffering in a way that could be applied to public policy and personal decision-making. Bentham believed that people are driven by a desire for pleasure and a desire to avoid pain. This simple yet profound insight led him to develop the principle of utility, which he defined as the property in any object that tends to produce benefit, advantage, pleasure, good, or happiness, or to prevent the happening of mischief, pain, evil, or unhappiness. He saw utility as a way to measure these feelings. Bentham's utilitarianism was a radical departure from previous moral philosophies that often relied on abstract principles or divine commandments. Instead, Bentham proposed a more empirical approach, one that could be tested and applied in real-world situations. His work laid the groundwork for utilitarianism, a moral philosophy that emphasizes maximizing happiness for the greatest number of people. This idea has had a profound impact on various fields, including economics, law, and public policy. Utilitarianism challenges us to consider the consequences of our actions and to strive for the greatest overall good. Later, economists like William Stanley Jevons, Carl Menger, and Leon Walras further developed the theory of marginal utility in the 19th century. These thinkers recognized that the value of a good or service is not static, but changes depending on the context and the individual's circumstances. They helped to formalize the concept and integrate it into mainstream economic thought. Marginal utility became a cornerstone of economic theory, explaining how individuals allocate their resources to maximize their satisfaction. This was a significant advancement, as it provided a more nuanced understanding of economic behavior. These pioneers recognized that utility, while subjective, could be used to understand and predict economic behavior. Their work showed that even though utility cannot be directly observed or measured, it can still be inferred from people's choices and actions. This insight has been crucial in the development of economic models and theories. Their insights paved the way for modern microeconomics, which analyzes how individuals and firms make decisions. Today, the concept of utility is central to many areas of economics, from consumer choice theory to welfare economics. It helps us understand not only how markets function, but also how policies can be designed to improve social welfare. The legacy of these pioneering thinkers continues to shape our understanding of economics and human behavior. Section 5. Utility in action, making sense of everyday decisions. Understanding utility can be incredibly useful in our daily lives. It's a concept that helps us navigate through the myriad of choices we face every day. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, we are constantly making decisions, big and small. Whether it's deciding what to eat for breakfast, choosing the best route to work, or planning our weekend activities, utility plays a crucial role in guiding us towards choices that maximize our satisfaction and well-being. It helps us make sense of our choices and allocate our resources wisely. For instance, when budgeting our finances, we often have to decide how to distribute our limited resources among various needs and wants. By understanding the utility each option provides, we can prioritize our spending in a way that brings us the most happiness and fulfillment. This might mean cutting back on certain luxuries to save for a future goal, or investing in experiences that bring long-term joy. Imagine you have a limited budget, and you're deciding between buying a new phone or going on a weekend getaway. Both options offer utility, but which one provides more satisfaction? This is where the concept of utility becomes particularly valuable. By evaluating the potential happiness and benefits each option offers, you can make a more informed decision. Perhaps the new phone will enhance your daily life with better features and connectivity, while the weekend getaway offers a chance to relax and create lasting memories. Both options offer utility, but which one provides more satisfaction? To make this decision, you might consider factors such as how long the satisfaction from each option will last, how it aligns with your current needs and desires, and the overall impact on your well-being. If the joy of a new phone outweighs a short trip, the choice is clear. On the other hand, If the experience of a getaway offers more lasting happiness, you might opt for the trip instead. By considering the potential happiness each option offers, you can weigh your options and make a decision that aligns with your priorities. This process of evaluating and comparing the utility of different choices helps ensure that you are making decisions that are in your best interest. It's not just about immediate gratification, but also about long-term satisfaction and well-being. If the joy of a new phone outweighs a short trip, the choice is clear. However, it's important to remember that utility is subjective and can vary from person to person. What brings immense joy to one individual might not have the same effect on another. Therefore, understanding your own preferences and values is key to making decisions that truly enhance your life. Similarly, imagine you're at a restaurant trying to decide what to order. The menu is filled with enticing options, each promising a different level of culinary delight. By considering your preferences and the potential satisfaction each dish offers, you can make a dining decision that maximizes your utility. Perhaps you're in the mood for something comforting and familiar, or maybe you want to try something new and adventurous. The menu is filled with enticing options, each promising a different level of culinary delight. By thinking about what you're craving, how each dish might make you feel, and any dietary considerations, you can choose a meal that brings you the most satisfaction. This decision-making process is a perfect example of how utility helps us navigate everyday choices. By considering your preferences and the potential satisfaction each dish offers, you can make a dining decision that maximizes your utility. Ultimately, understanding and applying the concept of utility in our daily lives empowers us to make choices that enhance our happiness and overall quality of life.